are struggling. And, you know, these pharmaceutical companies, they don't want people to know that they can fix all these problems by changing their diet.
It's crazy.
Where's the money
it's
in
crazy.
that?
Hey y'all, welcome back to our channel. We're the Carnivore Couple. I'm Patrick.
And I'm Caitlin.
And today we have a very special guest. It's our first guest, and fellow carnivore and YouTuber, Alia Wells. So welcome Alia. It's nice to have you on.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to talk to you guys. Your channel's awesome.
We are so excited to have you on our channel and just to learn more about your health journey. And so we have 10 questions to ask you. We love your channel. We like watching you. If you haven't yet subscribed to her channel, please go right now and subscribe. So our first question for you is,
Sure.
Why did you start the carnivore diet, and how much weight have you lost so far?
Okay, so let me try to answer that. So I've lost 23 pounds. I know you guys together or separately have lost a lot more than me, but I'm totally happy with what I've lost so far. I started because I've been attempting and failing at doing keto for like a long time and too many vegetables. I was eating these huge salads and it just wasn't working. And I was still craving carbohydrates a lot. And even me and my husband were talking yesterday and we were like, yeah, that was like a food addiction. I couldn't get away from carbohydrates at all. And if my stomach was upset, I want to immediately go and eat carbohydrates.
Yeah.
It's kind of like weird. And then one day I was like, I've been hearing about carnivore for like 6 months and like researching it. And at first was like, no, maybe I heard about it like 2 years ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, something like that on Dr. Berg's channel. And the exact reason why he said people should do carnivore, I should have done it, but I thought it wasn't for me. So then enough was enough. I was like 209 pounds, almost 210 pounds. And my stomach I was having diarrhea like constantly for years. Not like straight, but enough to be super annoying. And I wanted to see what happened if I just tried this.
Yeah.
So I did.
Definitely relate to what you're saying, how you were just craving the carbohydrates.
Yeah.
Like you said, I think being on that carnivore diet, when you are so strict with the carbohydrate intake, it really helps those cravings go away. Is that what you experienced too?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't crave carbs right now. I have like cheated a few times and each time was like an instant disaster in my body, which put me back towards like, oh, this is helping me actually stay the course. And any other time I've cheated on any other diet, it was just, you're just cheating forever then. Okay, it's hard to get back on. But on this one, I realized, I instantly see how crappy I feel, how bad I feel, and then I get back onto it.
So when you do cheat, like how would you describe how you're feeling? I know for me, when I have a meal or carbohydrates I'm not supposed to have, I just really feel so much fatigue in my body and just
okay.
So how do you feel if you do kind of veer off carnivore?
Okay, so I'll explain like a couple different scenarios. So I was doing some work in Bogota, Colombia, and the altitude's different. So I had to cheat. The altitude's different. It makes me feel terrible. So I had to have halls, and I consider that's off the diet, right? But it would at least keep my throat under control while I got used to the altitude. So that made me feel better in that circumstance. So that was like a cheating for like a week or whatever until my body adjusted. But whatever. That didn't make me feel bad. So then one night I was craving cashews and chocolate. So I went and bought like a keto chocolate bar. It tasted terrible. I gave it to the receptionist at the apartment I was staying at. I couldn't even finish the little part I kept. And then I ate the bag of cashews. And the next day I was like, my body was like, thank you so much for doing that to me. Really. It was not happy. And I'm like sitting on the toilet, like first problem with some digestive issues. And then I had a couple bites of salad with some not so good salad dressing, like a little tiny little salad. And then instantly my stomach was not happy. And I was farting like in an hour, and I haven't been farting in a long time. I had really bad stomach issues happening for like a long time. And I will say the time, and I maybe we'll cover more later, but the time that I've been the biggest in my life is actually the time that I've consumed the most vegetables in my entire life. And I was thinking I'm doing the right thing. And then I would look at the scale and nothing would change. Mm-hmm. Nothing would change. So you got to change something. Like doing the same thing over and over again with no result is crazy.
Yeah, and I just saw your short about how I think you said like the biggest enemy or something, and you were showing a picture of the scale.
Yeah,
That
with
is
the
so true. How you can just get so demoralized by this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
No.
I really related to that.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Absolutely. I'm going to do another video about that probably. No, in June, I'm not going to look at the scale all month. That's my goal. Maybe I'll have my husband hide it, because actually I stalled for like a month and I didn't lose any weight until a couple days ago. I even gained some weight, but I'm like, okay, but I know here I feel better than any time before. And before, if that happens, I wouldn't have stuck to it. And now it's just easy to stick to because you're not hungry and you feel good.
For sure.
Yeah.
You had mentioned food addiction, and
Yeah.
I know for Caitlin and I, the biggest part of carnivore for us has repaired our food addictions. Repaired our relationship with food.
Right.
And also, you said you lost 23 pounds so far.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that's no big deal. No, that is a huge deal.
Oh,
That's
thank
awesome.
you so much.
Congratulations. Every pound is one more pound closer to where you want to be. So.
Yeah,
I
that's
was at your
true.
209 starting. I was like, man, I can't wait till I get to 209.
Oh.
You're doing amazing. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And so are you guys. Oh, I love your little shorts. I love your videos. Yeah.
I think when you start at a heavier weight, like we were,
yeah,
the weight comes off quicker.
Okay.
And I think, if you start at a lower weight, sometimes it can maybe get demoralizing when you see people losing so much faster.
Right.
Do you feel that way, or are you just very strong mentally?
I think I'm staying strong this time. I think I'm staying strong this time on it. I actually, yesterday, I was like, if I lost no more weight, I would be totally fine. I would be totally happy because I feel so much better. I'm going to do a video. You did a video about this, a short about this, but like, I like my body again. Yeah. And that's like the first time in a long time. I even told that to my husband and we were both, I was surprised that those words came out of my mouth.
And that feeling of loving your body or liking your body again, that feels way better than eating a cheeseburger to me.
Oh yeah.
It's just
absolutely
amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
And seeing like the progress before and after pictures, and that just right there is motivation. Hey, this is working. I'm losing weight, but also I feel great. That's
exactly. Totally. The feeling great is so helpful.
For sure. Exactly. So I think the next question is: have you struggled with your weight your entire life, or is this something within the last recently that you struggle with?
I will answer that question. It's kind of a long question. So when I was a kid, I was like fat and skinny. It depended on growth spurts, but I think this is an exaggeration, but if I said I ate French fries every day of my life until I was 10 years old, it might be true. It probably is an exaggeration. No, but I was a fat little kid. My dad tells me a story that when I was 2 years old, I was like 50 pounds. And when I was 100 years old, maybe 4 feet tall, I was like 100 pounds. So then puberty hit, I sprang up a little bit. And I remember being like a little bit chubby, but I wasn't really chubby. I was somewhere between skinny and chubby for my teenagers until I was pregnant. So, yeah, but not like obese. Never obese, unless you consider a 100-pound 10-year-old obese. I don't know. I was like, sure, I'll send you a photo. You guys can decide. But, so that's like a yes and no. Did I always think I was like huge? Probably, yeah. Because I don't know. You always look at yourself and you're like, oh, I wish I could be skinnier. All these like things you just create or somehow get put into your mind. I don't even know how it got there, but TV, movies, how you're supposed to look, teen magazine, teen Vogue, things like this that are not helpful. So, I guess I sort of was, but really very overweight when I got pregnant with my son 7.5, 8 years ago.
You mentioned before that you felt like you had been on keto a really long time.
Sure. What
other diets have you done, and then why do you think that those diets failed, but this carnivore diet has been successful?
When I was like 18, I had done, my friend did a dare for like 30 days, and I was like a little chubby, but not like whatever. You know what I mean? So I went and we did this dare for 30 months, and we basically did the carnivore diet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we didn't know what it was called. I think we were calling it the Atkins diet at the time. Uh-huh. And so that was like 18, I don't know. That was like the early 2000s. And I think I lost like 30 pounds in 30 days. It just came off. So I was like, oh, wow, look how skinny I am. But then we stopped because the dare was over. The dieting time was over.
Yeah.
The dare was over. Let's go back to eating how we were eating before. But I think I stayed like I think I got down to like 120, 118.
Wow.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. At that moment in time, I don't think I could do that again. I don't think I could do that again. But so I think that was like a healthy way of eating, but we were just like young and dumb, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think we're all like that at some point, right?
Yeah, right?
Still are.
You guys are smarter. You're staying the course. So then at 25-ish, my friend, she found the HCG diet, which I think is illegal now, those drops. And actually, okay, that's what screwed me up. Because so we did that. I was, again, not big, like 150 pounds, which is actually probably like a normal weight that I'm supposed to be at. So I did that with her. That's super calorie restrictive. You're supposed to eat like 1,200 calories a day. You do it for 21 days and you take these drops. So I lost 21 pounds. I was like, woohoo! After that, that's the first time I'd been the fattest my entire life. And that was like 170, 175. And that was maybe the first time I experienced crying about my weight. So that was very bad for my body doing that. So obviously that doesn't work. Calorie restriction plus adding hormones, highly not recommended. Don't do it.
I know Caitlin's tried that before.
It's funny
too.
you mentioned that. That was
Yeah.
the ones I tried too. The
Oh, wow.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
What happened after?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What happened after? Like the aftermath?
Yeah, so I lost a lot of weight really quickly, but I think I just completely wrecked my metabolism because I think I was restricting down to like 800 calories, and it's very unhealthy.
Oh, wow.
Don't recommend it. And so just repairing my metabolism has been a journey, and I gained a lot of weight after that, after I stopped eating that way, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Just wrecking your body. It's not helpful.
No, it's totally not helpful. Someone told me, crazy, right? When you don't need to. And I think someone told me they're in Europe. They said it's illegal. I don't know if that applies in the States, but if anyone's watching it, never do that diet. Never, never, never. Okay, so my third round, so I stayed big after that, and I think I was like 160, 175, and my friends, we were joking that, Alia is in a fat phase again, because like skinny fat, but I didn't take it the wrong way. We were just joking about it. So a friend of mine, she gave me like another dieting protocol where you take vitamin D, a certain, like a huge amount of vitamin C, and basically you're eating carnivore, but you can't eat vegetables. So I ate a few vegetables. I was doing keto. I was probably the only time I was doing keto correctly, like eating a small amount of vegetables, not huge vegetables, eating till I was full. I even ate like coconut milk ice creams every single day and still lost a large amount of weight and got really skinny again. And then it stopped. Then I stopped. I achieved my goal and I stopped and I reverted back to my old ways.
Do you think the carnivore diet has been easier to stick to than other diets for you?
I think because you eat so much fat and you feel so satiated.
Yeah.
And so you don't think about other foods.
Yeah.
I actually don't think about other foods. My kids, they had ice cream cones yesterday with some friends. Don't even want to put it in my body. And before any other time, I would have been like, just this time. Just this one time.
I was listening to the Jordan Peterson podcast the other day, and he was talking about the carnivore diet. And he was saying the same thing as you, that people are finding such great success on the carnivore diet because it's so high protein and that you're never hungry. And so if you're not hungry, it's a lot easier to make good choices about food. Because when we've been full keto or some of the other diets, like you just feel so hungry and you can only override your desire to eat for so long until you just eventually cheat. And so like you, the carnivore diet, for me, and I'm kind of more of a ketovore, so like very high protein and then like a little bit of green vegetables, it has helped me find the success.
Oh, that's great. And I wish I could eat vegetables because I loved my salads. They just, as soon as it got past here, it was a problem.
That's hard.
Yeah.
And so for you, since you found this kind of new way of eating, do you think the carnivore diet for you is just a diet, or have you think you'll transition this into your lifestyle, like you're going to eat this way for the rest of your life?
So I can't say that I can do something forever because I don't know how my body's going to react in 6 months in a year or whatever. But as of right now, yeah, I'm planning on continuing to eat this way. But let's say I need to. I mean, by the way, I like use lemon sometimes on my food. It makes my husband, he's like, well, there's vitamin C. So, okay, fine. But yeah, I'm pretty strict on the carnivore-ness of it all. Yeah, but if something happens that I need to add something back, I'll add something back. I'm not going to be like dogmatic about it where if something needs to change, then I'll change it. But as of right now, I don't see a reason to change anything I'm doing.
I think that was one of the biggest things I took away from our interview with Intentional Carnivore.
Yeah.
We were kind of talking about the same topic. He was saying how much that there's a spectrum of diets, basically, and that, as long as we're low carb and we're feeling our best, that's kind of where we want to stay.
Yeah, exactly.
You just have to listen to your body because we're all so different,
Absolutely. A friend of mine who lives upstairs, I live in an apartment complex. She can't eat red meat. And she's super skinny and she can't put weight on. And so she's always eating carbohydrates. We were talking about this yesterday and she's like, I don't understand how you can just eat meat and lose weight because I've been told I should eat meat and it'll put on muscle. But she doesn't like red meat. So
the next question actually is, have you told any family or close friends about your lifestyle change and your YouTube channel or journey? And what has the reaction been?
Okay, so let's see. Everybody's been positive, actually. Yeah, my husband's super happy because I'm not complaining about back pain anymore. And that was big. I'm like, not every day, but a lot, my back hurts. Can you give me a massage? And that didn't really fix anything. It just made me fall asleep with back pain. But so he's very happy with the lack of complaints about my body. My mom says I look great. She's not telling me to stop, even though she's a vegetarian. I've sent like my uncles and aunts a couple times some videos to watch, not like interviews I've done with other people, not necessarily me. And they like those. One of my aunts said I've never heard of people eating this way. So everybody's been supportive so far. Nobody's given me any flack yet. So we'll see.
Awesome.
And so that's kind of like the diet side. What do they think about you starting a YouTube channel based on your health journey?
Everyone's been cool with it. Yeah, actually, no one's had anything. So that's nice.
Well, question 7: what non-scale victories have you experienced on the carnivore diet?
Okay, so let's see. This is a funny one. I don't need to wear deodorant anymore. What? I don't smell bad. I smell amazing. I live in South America. It's so hot where I live. And I sweat daily and I smell great. Sometimes if I'm going out, I'll put it on, but I don't need to, like out of habit.
I watched the live stream with Intentional Carnivore, Kip, and then Dave from No Carb Life.
Yeah.
They talked about not wearing deodorant.
It's because I asked that question.
Because I've never had the issue, right? So
yeah.
That's the first time I've thought about it. I was like, oh.
Sure.
So
yeah.
something to think about.
It is something to think about. So that's really funny. The back pain's gone. I remember I probably had back pain for longer, but I remember like being 27 being like, oh, what's up with my shoulder? And of course I'm eating a bag of Cheetos almost at the same time. I remember me and my friend were in a car and I'm like, my shoulder, and we're eating hot Cheetos, maybe in the same moment. So having almost no back pain is amazing. Mm-hmm. Amazing. So I'm going to say something gross, and I hope you guys don't mind. So I had a C-section. Okay, so I had a C-section. And the scar has never healed fully. Aww. Sometimes it would be like a little bloody or a little pussy. It would be itchy. It would be annoying. And I just assumed that was like normal. And then a couple days ago, I didn't even realize, because it's kind of hard for me to see it. My husband looked at it. He's like, it looks healed. It looks healthy. I've never seen it like this before. And I'm like, that's crazy. That's crazy because I think it's from eating the fat and like the cartilage and all these like bodybuilding materials when you eat like red meat. I think that's what healed it. So that's nuts for me. Awesome. Yeah. Okay. So there's that. When starting at the age of 13, I think I had, you would, Caitlin, understand this more than your husband, but I think I had something called, it was never diagnosed, endometriosis. It is basically extremely debilitating periods. Mm-hmm. So after I had my kids, they became painful periods or sometimes not a problem. So it changed, but now I have zero pain. So a lifetime of pain, zero pain. Like, what the heck happened here? What the heck happened here? I wish I would have known this when I was 13. Because you can't imagine just like being in bed. I don't know if you have similar experience with that.
I don't have them as bad as that, but I know several friends who have, and it's
Okay.
just like you said, laying in bed just in pain. It's just very hard to deal with, and so for you
Yeah.
having to deal with that for so long, I can imagine how wonderful that is to not have that.
It's amazing, and I hope someone watches this that has a similar problem so they can change how they're eating, because I was blown away. Crazy.
That's awesome too.
Let's see, non-scale victories. I can pick up my daughter and not want to instantly put her down, and I can hold her, like carrying her for several minutes, and that's a huge non-scale victory because I wouldn't want to hold her. Pick her up and give her to my husband, and now I can hold her. I can walk down the hall with her. I'm not going to hold her for like an hour, but just to be able to pick her up and hold her and walk, great. This is huge.
Yeah. I experienced the same thing with my son, just all the bending down and picking him up. He weighs 21 pounds to put shoes on.
Oh,
him,
yeah.
Getting his shoes on.
Yeah.
It was, I'd get breathy and like break out in a sweat.
Oh, wow.
When I started this diet, because you're just moving a bunch. And so it's just so much easier, like you said, to connect with your kids and be playful and have more energy to be a good mom and a good parent to them. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure there's more like little things that I can't remember at the moment, but those are big. Yeah.
Those are amazing victories, and that probably really motivates you to keep going.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Especially if I eat a piece of lettuce and I'm starting to fart. I'm like, no, this is the wrong direction.
Yeah.
And it's so funny you say that, and it just goes back to how individualized our bodies are. Is that for me,
right.
It really helps me to have a piece of lettuce, and I don't experience those symptoms.
Okay, well, that's great.
But then for you, for your body, it doesn't work. And so, I feel like the carnivore diet is just so great because it's such a strict elimination diet. It really helps you pinpoint what foods work for you and what foods don't work for you. And then in the process of doing that, helps you also fix your addictions to food.
Right,
It's so
exactly.
strict. And so I just hope that message can get out and like all of your victories. And the endometriosis, there's so many people who are struggling, and these pharmaceutical companies, they don't want people to know that they can fix all these problems by changing their diet.
It's crazy.
Where's the money
it's crazy.
Yep.
Right, it's so crazy. Just go eat some butter, eat some bacon, eat some steak. I remember though, as a child, or maybe not a child, maybe in my early 20s, maybe in my teens, just loving a medium rare steak, loving it to death. And I don't know why I forgot that. I don't know how many times in my life I said, I'm so hungry, I could eat an entire cow. Or during that time, like these things would come out of my mouth, and it was like as if I'm intuitively telling myself something, but not listening.
What does a day of eating look like for you? Are there any recipes you have or anything?
It's so random. So when I started the carnivore diet, I was eating basically bacon, eggs. We do chicharron is the same thing as pork belly, and I learned how to do it on. I learned how to do it stovetop because we don't have an air fryer, and I have literally a less than 2-minute video on how to make that at home. I know you don't like pork rinds, but it's delicious. It's very similar.
I like pork rinds, so
okay, it's not really pork rinds, but if you get the right cuts and cut it up, they're like little juicy little fatty pork rind things with some meat on it. Anyway, so I eat a lot of steak. At the beginning, I was like more inclined to eat various different things, lots of eggs, lots of bacon, lots of pork. I tried chicken and it was terrible chicken. And I used to eat a lot of chicken. But now I'm finding I'm just leaning more towards steak and some fatty pork. So how does the day look? Last week I started eating breakfast again. And I felt a lot better because I was just pushing off eating as much as possible. But then my body was sometimes I would just feel a little frantic. So then one day I made breakfast and I ate breakfast and I felt a lot better, and then I ate again. So I'm only eating about 2 times a day, sometimes 3 times a day. When I'm trying to push it off, I could push it off for like 1 time a day, but I'm trying to experience how the body feels and how the body's reacting. But I'm not snacking at all. You're not continuously eating and like screwing up your insulin. You're just 1 to 3 times a day. Yeah, depending on how I feel that day.
So the next question is, what would you tell someone who's thinking about starting carnivore, or someone who's already on the carnivore diet and struggling to stay consistent?
Okay, let's talk about the person that doesn't. Like, I've had like one friend reach out to me on Facebook, and she said she's scared. And that was at the beginning of my YouTube journey, so I didn't have a lot of stuff to like send to her. So I sent her over to Dr. Barry, and I said, check out these videos, because she should do it. I'm not going to describe her. I don't think she would appreciate that, but she should do that, you know, and it would help her a lot. But she's on the standard American diet, you know what I mean? I don't know what happened. I should follow up with her and see what she decided, but I would say find out about it. Do your research, check out like Dr. Chafee, check out Dr. Barry, see what they have to say, check out other YouTubers, and but also check out other YouTubers, because you can see like the before and after. Like so easy, so fast. Like you guys have lost like 80 pounds or something together. Kip has lost 80 pounds by himself. That's amazing. Just check out what the doctors have to say about it. And then check out YouTubers so you can see it's not just more doctors talking. Like you can see real things.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's okay. I understand.
I think that's such a valid response of your friend is just being a little fearful to start something.
Yeah.
Because there's so many mixed messages about nutrition.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
You can find a doctor pretty much saying anything. And so, you can find doctors who support veganism, vegetarianism, low carb, keto,
right?
And so it's really hard.
Yeah.
Eating carbohydrates, it's just really hard to weed through that to figure out what works. But I think
it's crazy.
Like you said, is looking at people's before and after and seeing how their bodies have changed and the ways that food has healed them.
And then, so people that are struggling, I would say don't give up. Like I said, I had a stall for like a month. I would have given up on anything else. Like, don't give up, because you know that you got to realize like the non-scale victories are so much more important than what a scale is telling you. Like, I think I honestly lost a lot more weight. I put on a pair of pants today that I bought almost 2 years ago that I only wore one time. And I don't think I ever put them on in my like recent fat period, because I didn't think they were going to fit. And I put them on today. I'm like, oh, wow, look at these pants.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
That's a good feeling.
I experienced that today. Because
awesome.
This
nice.
shirt I bought 5 years ago. And I wore it once and it was just too tight. So I threw it in my closet. And today I was like, you know what? Let me just throw it on, and it fits great. So
that's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. And that's way better than what a scale is going to tell you, because the scale is just telling you how much the accumulation, like everything in your body weighs. Like, it's not going to tell you how much fat you've actually lost. So 2 days ago, my husband took my measurements, and I have them on a list sitting right next to me. So at the end of June, I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to hide my scale, so I don't get tempted to look at it, because it is, even if you say like, okay, I can stick to this, it is a little disheartening when you don't see a number move, but that doesn't define who you are. Exactly. It doesn't define your progress. It's like an enemy.
Just a number.
Yeah, it's just a number. So
didn't you say before that, maybe this was before we started recording, that you weren't going to weigh yourself the whole month of June? Is that right?
Yes, that's what I'm going to do. So on Carnivore Kip also subscribe to his channel. Yeah. He apparently, I watched his video, but somebody else mentioned this, his birthday video, that in the month of June you should take something out. Like get something out of your diet. And so I'm like, I'm going to take out my scale.
Yeah. For a month. Question 10, this is the last question.
Sure.
What is your goal weight, and what excites you most about reaching your goal?
So, in my mind, I would like to get down to like 130. I don't know if that's possible. Your body absolutely changes as you get older, as you have kids. That would be nice. But I think that I can get, without necessarily being at that weight. I have a pair of shorts from when I was 27 years old, and I want to get back into those shorts. I wish I had them here with me. They're in the other room, so I can't get them. But here, for anyone who knows, they are a large Old Navy. Even though they say large, they're small. They're a lot smaller, and I would be happy to fit into those shorts again, because when I did, I was maybe 127 pounds. So what you need to understand about me is that I have always had a big butt and big hips. So everything else is very tiny, and then I have this big butt. That's why they say large. Yeah, thanks. Sorry, Pat. This is girl talk now. I forgot you were here.
I love that idea about the shorts. It's so cool that you have them, and like that's a really great physical goal to get you. And
yeah.
So the end part of that question was, what excites you about possibly getting down to that weight, or just, getting closer to your goal? What excites you about this process?
When I started, I was really not happy with how I looked. My face was really swollen. Other parts of my body were swollen. Obviously maybe that was fat, maybe it was water. So what excites me is that I would like to look how I looked when I was 27 years old. But what excites me now is that I feel so much better. I don't know how much better I can feel then. So what excites me is being healthier.
Yeah.
Being healthier. People think I'm crazy. So one of my goals is to live to be 100. At 101 day, I'm going to go to sleep with 0 diseases, and that's that. You know what I mean? And I'm going to be like healthy, and this is the life that I've lived, and I'm done. You know, and I want to see my kids, grandkids. You're 210 pounds, 209.8 pounds, and you're not doing anything to resolve it, and you keep going up. That goal to be 100 years old is not going to happen. Not to be a Debbie Downer.
Even if you don't have a goal to live to 100, you know, there's a big difference between your lifespan and your health span.
You're right. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You could be 50
right.
and have a horrible health span and feel like you can't enjoy retirement or you can't do the things you want to do. You can't play with your grandkids in the way you want to play with. And so that is a big motivator for me because as I've seen my parents get older and their siblings get older, you know, I've really noticed how much their choices that they made when they were our age has really impacted not only their lifespan, even though they might live till they're 70.
Yeah.
We pray that they live a long time, but it's really impacted their health span and their ability to enjoy the things that they want to do. And so, like you said, that is a really big motivating factor.
Sure. And I don't want to be in a hospital with my kids crying around me because I have some terrible disease. Like, let me live a full life. I still say I'm going to live to 100. Everyone thinks I'm crazy. But you see, you know, I can do that in a healthy manner. So, yeah, that's my goal right now. We'll see what happens.
Well, those are all of our 10 questions. Is there anything else that you would like to add?
If someone out there is like on the edge and like thinking about it, like do some more research. You can try anything for 90 days. It's 30 days, 90 days, 60 days, whatever, and see how you feel. I instantly, within 5 days, felt completely different the first 5 days. Some people, it takes a little bit longer. Oh, also, possibly if you're on the standard American diet and you start this, you're going to feel kind of poopy for a while. So make sure you do enough research on how to get over that as easy as possible. It's not this diet. It's the fact that you're addicted to sugar and carbohydrates. Then you're like breaking that addiction. Yeah. I do want to say one thing. So I was a smoker for 17 years. I smoked cigarettes. And then when the day that I was pregnant on the pregnancy test, I don't know if I smoked one more cigarette or threw my cigarettes away or gave them to somebody else. I don't remember. One of those things happened, and then I never smoked again. Ever. I've never gone back. And there were times in that 17-year period that I thought maybe I should stop. I think that's why I was skinny, just so you know. I think that's what helped me keep my weight down because I wouldn't eat. I would replace that with nicotine. I used to take at work 10-minute meal breaks. I would eat my food really fast, and then I would go spend the rest of my meal break smoking. Not joking. And so I replaced that addiction just for another addiction. When you're smoking, you're constantly putting something in your mouth, right? And then now you're still putting something in your mouth, but it's food. So it's doing other terrible harm to your body. If you're smoking, quit smoking. And so on both these reasons, though, I quit smoking because having that baby was so much more important to me, and creating that life and making sure that was a healthy human being was so much more important to me. So you have to find a reason that's important enough for you to change it. Because if you don't have your own why or your reason, you're not going to stick to this. So find that for yourself also. Do a little soul searching and figure that out, because it's just going to help you in the end, and it will help you get over the breaking of the addiction.
Thank y'all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you can get notified when we upload. But also go check out Alia's channel and subscribe to her. Her channel will be linked in the description. And we will see y'all next time. Stay strong.